Jury selection in the Maxwell Anderson trial is complete. Tomorrow, opening statements get underway.
And we're here with legal expert and criminal defense attorney Julius Kim from the law firm of Kim and LaVoy. All right, Julius, here we go. Another big trial. We appreciate you being here for it. You know, the thing that struck me today, the first thing I noticed, the appearance of Maxwell Anderson. He looks different. He is clean cut. That is no accident, right?
No, that's no accident at all. I mean, to me, that's good lawyering, quite frankly. As a lawyer, you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward at all times during the course of a trial, right? So in this situation, Maxwell Anderson had a certain look. It was a little bit scruffier than we saw today, and so he's cleaned up a little bit. He got his hair done, he's clean shaven, because you want to put your best foot forward during all portions of the case, because that jury is going to be staring at Maxwell Anderson as the case progresses.
Sade Robinson's family has worked to make sure that her murder is not forgotten, that it stays in the forefront. We now have a jury, 12 people, mostly women. What do you think? Is it possible that they've not heard of this case? How can they find these 12 people that can sit in this jury pool?
Right. Yeah, my guess is that the jurors that were selected today probably heard about the situation, but that's okay. You know, as trial lawyers, we don't expect jurors not to have any knowledge about the particular case at hand. What we want to find are jurors that can be fair and impartial, which means that you're not leaning towards one side or the other right from the outset of the case. And so through the jury selection process, it's geared to make sure that people are, in fact, being fair, being impartial, and they successfully did that today.
I noticed 15 jurors, 12 of them will decide the case. A lot of women on this. There are only 3 people who are not women. Almost an entirely white jury pool here. I mean, there are only 3 people of color that will be jurors on here. Does it matter to you as a defense attorney what the sex of the jurors are?
Yeah, you know, in this particular case, when I first heard that there were 12 jurors and that were women, it did make me a little nervous, quite honestly. But we weren't in the courtroom when the jury was selected, and I think we have to defer to the expertise of the professionals and the attorneys in the courtroom itself. This isn't a typical case that hits on certain issues that, like sexual assault or even domestic violence, that may cause some issues with regard to having all women jurors.
To be impartial.
Right. To me, this is a straight whodunit case. This is going to be a case where the state's going to present evidence, and the jury's going to have to decide whether there's enough evidence there to say that Maxwell Anderson was the one who did this.
Maybe a preview of the defense. We heard from Bria's Package, the attorney for Sade Robinson's estate. She thought maybe they may go, just this guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Does that sound something that you think we'll hear in this case?
I think we're going to see, a version of that. I think what they're going to do is there are different ways to present a defense in a case like this. Sometimes you present an affirmative defense, which you're trying to prove that something happened a certain way. Other times you might be just trying to test the strength of the state's case. And this might be one of those cases. It's a circumstantial case. There's no direct evidence, so to speak. There's no confession in this case. So I think that along the way, that the defense strategy might be trying to poke holes at the evidence that's presented to say, in the end, are you convinced that he did this?
A lot of smart people in this room. Prosecutors, we know, with the DA's picking the best people to be on this case. Tony Cotton is the defense attorney. Maxwell Anderson has gone out and gotten himself a competent attorney for the defense. What can we expect, kind of the style that will take place in the courtroom?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Tony Cotton for a long time. He's a great lawyer. And
Morgan Geiser's attorney from the Slender Man case.
Right. As you put it, they're professionals that are in that courtroom. They wouldn't be in there if they weren't professionals. And I know Judge Crivello, I've known her for a long time as well. She's also a professional. We're going to see, I think, a case that's well tried, respectfully tried. Judge Crivello runs a tight ship. And so I think that she's going to keep things moving along like we saw today with the jury selection process. It went a lot faster than we thought it was going to go. But I think that the defense is going to be producing evidence through rigorous cross-examination, and then once it's their time to present evidence, we're going to see evidence of Maxwell Anderson and where he specifically was at the times that these incidents occurred. And that might create a doubt in people's mind as to whether this is the actual person that committed these crimes.
All right, Julius Kim, thank you so much for being here. You'll see him again, FOX 6 News at 10. So many more questions. We're just getting started. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And we'll be streaming the Anderson trial, gavel to gavel, on Fox Local, the Fox Local mobile app, and the FOX 6 News Milwaukee YouTube channel. Also on Fox Local, we have in-depth coverage of the murder of Sade Robinson from our team of reporters. It's your chance to get up to speed on the case before the first testimony takes place.